Hello everybody, Mr. Steve here. Spending some time outside on this beautiful morning. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out, the birds are chirping, which I think is rude. Some people are asleep birds. Why are you being so rude? Anyway, it's time for another Raising Little Leaders Storytime, which I'm very excited about. We're reading a book about a dog who does a triathalon, which it's a fine book, but I might read something different, like maybe actor Neil Patrick Harris's biography. Pretty excited about that. You might have questions about my eye. I believe that the low definition of which we record Raising Little Leaders online will make people not question my eye. But since this is high definition, you might have questions about my eye. You might see my eye being all wet and pink and go, ew, gross. Mr. Steve has pink eye, but I don't have pink eye. My eye was fine until last night when the cat tried to sleep on my face. And I got cat hair in my eye, and it was painful. It was painful. So now my eye's all messed up, but it's more allergies and not pink eye. So it hurts. Every blink is like a flood of water. So I'm not in the world's best shape, but I'm ready to do story time because I'm excited. But this is a behind-the-scenes sort of a thing. That's what I've been trying to do lately. Behind-the-scenes look at story time with Mr. Steve. So, as always, step one is coffee. Last week during this period in time, I got caffeinated up by making my own energy drink, which was an interesting experiment that I wouldn't say failed, but I ended up making a pretty gross pineapple-y energy drink, which didn't taste the best, but still means that it's better than Monster Energy drink, which is totally grody, to use a word from my time. So today, we're going with coffee. I got a pretty big coffee mug. And I'm just going to down it. Because we've got story time today. And Mr. Steve needs to be his best. Needs to be on. Maxwell's excited. So, let's go set up, shall we? Mm-hmm. My set is all set up. As you can see here, Maxwell is hiding in the tent. But watch out not to move it because it's missing a leg, okay? So be careful. So we're doing a run-through right now.
So alright, Kat will play the videos, and then she'll give a thumbs up for Tyler.
So, doing a run-through, getting excited.
Such a great, inspiring story. All right, time for some silly songs.
Well, good morning and rise and shine, everyone. Welcome, Raising Little Leaders families. This is Michael, and I definitely hope that your morning is going well. And I do believe this, you are tuning into Raising Little Leaders, it'll just get a little bit better. In case you're new to Loveworks, we're an organization that believes that you are never too young to be a leader, regardless of your age. And I'd say this on a personal note, that I believe that one of the best ways that we can help our children to develop is by spending just a few minutes. It doesn't have to be a lot or overwhelming, but just a few minutes each day and exposing them to positive books. And that's what you're going to get a chance to experience today. So I'm excited to be able to announce our 4th virtual production of Raising Little Leaders.
And that's a short stretch routine that we have planned for you today. I hope you guys have an incredible triathlon yourselves. And remember, if you have a dream, stick with it, never quit, and never give up. All right, guys, have fun and enjoy your triathlon.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you, Ado Rhymes with Play-Doh, for that very awesome video. Now it's time for Mr. Steve. That's called jazz hands. You've already learned something. Look at that. Jazz hands. Story time with Mr. Steve. Jazz hands. So before we start today's story, I don't know when the last time was you got infected, but if we're going to flatten the curve, let me just... Okay, we all got to do our part. So that makes me feel better. Fun fact about me, I have a YouTube channel, Storytime with Mr. Steve, and in the beginning of March, I said, I am going to entertain kids who are going to be stuck at home during this crisis. So I said, I am going to do a video or 2 a day throughout the entire length of the crisis. Well, I thought that it would have been over by now, but I'm still doing it. I've done a video or 2 a day on my YouTube channel since March 10th. It's almost 2 months. I'm running out of things. I'm going to start reading boxes of Life cereal coming up soon. So anyway, kids, today we're going to read a book. Now, let me just let you know right now. Originally, we were going to read this book, Swineberg-Rune. Not sure what language that's in, but it's all about this dog here who is a bulldog. And as you can see, this bulldog can fly. So it's probably flying back to its home planet. But then I thought maybe you kids watching want something a little bit harder. So I got something special for you. Neil Patrick Harris's autobiography. What? I know you guys are excited. How many of you very small little kids are huge How I Met Your Mother fans? Show of hands. Show of hands. I can't see any of your hands. I should have thought this through. That's fine. It's a choose your own adventure autobiography. So you can choose what happens to Neil Patrick Harris. It's really weird. It's an autograph copy from when I worked at Barnes and Nobles. So isn't this a good idea instead of the swim, bark, run? Neil Patrick Harris, be excited. A laundry day. See you there. Okay, fine. We'll read this book. We'll read this then. Fine. Swineberg-Rune. I think this is in Norwegian. Oh, wait, swim, bark, run. Swim, bark, run. That's what it says. It says swim, bark, run. You kids were reading it wrong. So let's read this book. Daisy is a little bulldog who loves new adventures, which is why she signed up to star in Doogie Howser, MD. That's Doogie Howser right there. Isn't that exciting? Doogie. Okay, fine. Neil Patrick Harris was in a show called Doogie Howser, MD. You kids probably don't get that, but that's fine. Sometimes Mr. Steve says jokes for Mr. Steve. Don't joke shame me. Anyway. Daisy is a little bulldog who loves new adventures. The end. Well, that was a short book. Thought it was going to be longer. Anyway, now there's more time for my favorite activity, nap time. Ah! Okay. Sorry. I thought the book was over. Okay. Daisy is a little bulldog who loves new adventures. On cold, rainy days, she imagines exploring she imagines exploring the world warm inside her house. But when it's nice outside, she likes to swim, bark, and run in the sun. Hopefully she doesn't melt. Don't run in the sun. The sun's really hot. You're going to melt. Daisy loves when her owners, Brian and Pam, take her to triathalons, which are races where people swim, ride their bikes, and then run. She likes to sit next to the race course and cheer for Brian as he competes. One afternoon, lying in the grass, Daisy thought, it would be fun to be in a triathlon too! What? She couldn't wait to tell all her doggy friends about her new idea. Guys, you're not going to believe this. Okay, so bark. Okay, but wait, bark, growl. I haven't even gotten to the best part yet. Bark, growl. Doesn't that sound like a great idea, guys? Super psyched. That sounds like a lot of fun, said Rascal the Dachshund. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. But what is a triathlon anyway? How are we going to ride bikes, said Atticus the Corgi. Atticus the Corgi. I saw them open for Modest Mouse in 2002 in Seattle. That was an amazing show. I love Atticus the Corgi's early stuff before they made it big. Anyway, Daisy and her friends had a plan, but there was still a lot of work to do. They decided Rascal would be in charge of creating the race course for his friends. He was now the official race director. Super dogs, super jocks. The race would take place at their favorite park. They'd swim across the small pond. Then they would skateboard on the sidewalk that went halfway around the pond. Because, see, every triathlon has some gnarly skateboarding. That's just a fact. It's science. And finally, they would run on the wooden trail straight to the finish line. Training was tough. I think it's time for a montage. A dog training montage. The friends swam across the pond. They practiced skateboarding in a line, and they ran up and down the hills. The hills are alive with the sound of arf, arf. They practiced for weeks, and before they knew it, race day was here. As they lined up at the starting line, Rascal chanted into the microphone, swim, bark, run, everyone have fun. Hobby took an early lead during the swim. Daisy and Atticus did their best to keep up. They liked doggy paddling across the pond and smiled as they splished and splashed to the shore. Then suddenly, the Loch Ness Monster showed up. And what? He had a lightsaber. The magic battle lasted for a millennia. Then Godzilla showed up. Oh, wait, none of that happened. Scratch that. Daisy realized that Atticus was having trouble keeping up, so she waited patiently until he reached the shore. Because, see, Daisy could have just zoomed ahead and finished. But what did Daisy do? Daisy decided to wait to make sure that everybody was done. That's very nice. They began the next stage of the race together. As Daisy and Atticus sped around the pond on their skateboard, the wind rushed over their fur. Daisy was a very good skateboarder, but Atticus noticed she wasn't going as fast as she could. Go faster, Daisy, Atticus called. Try to catch up with Hobby. Are you sure? She asked. Atticus smiled and nodded, and Daisy zipped off on Hobby's tail. In no time at all, Daisy had not only caught up to Hobby, but she'd passed him. Zoam! I don't know what word that means. Zoam. Or zoo. That's when your parents say, hey, kids, do you want to go to the zoo? And you go, zoo. Oh, it says Zoom. Thank you, Maxwell. It says Zoom. That's what I'm sorry. She was racing up and down the hills, bolting around the course's curves. She was in the lead. The background here reminds me of, you ever have that game on your phone where you're a baby dragon and the dragon's got to go over the hills? None of you probably know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Daisy finished the skateboard section ahead of Hobby and Atticus and started running fast down the hill. But soon she realized she'd used up too much energy on her skateboard. Oh no! What's gonna happen? Hobby sprinted ahead of her. Go, Hobby, go! She cheered. Daisy was running slower and slower. Soon Atticus caught up to her. You're doing great, he called. Thanks, Atticus. You run ahead. I'll be fine. He stayed by Daisy's side for a few minutes before running after Hobby. Coming around a turn, Daisy looked up at the big hill in front of her and then sat down on the trail. I'm tired, she said to herself. I don't know if I can do this. So she didn't the end. Wow, what a sad ending. I'm so sad now. I think I'm gonna cry. I wasn't actually crying. That's my fire truck impression. You want to see it again? I'll do it again. Here's a fun science fact. In the back of every fire truck is just a guy, and then they say something mean to him, and then he cries, and that's the fire truck noise. It's like, oh no, there's a fire. We got to rush to it. Bob, your shoes are ugly. But my mommy bought me these shoes. And then when they get to the fire, they say, Bob, we were just kidding. Your shoes are great. And he goes, thank you. My mom bought them at Payless Shoe Source. That's not a thing anymore. That's a fact. Science. I'm tired, she said to herself. I don't know if I can do this. This race had been her idea. She didn't want to give up. She put one paw in front of the other and slowly continued up the hill, chanting, Go, Daisy, go! Swim, bark, run! Go, Daisy, go! Just have fun! When she made it to the top of the hill, she couldn't believe her eyes. Brian was standing there waving at her. I like Brian. Hey, what's up, brah? You can totally do it, dude. I'm totally there for you. He looks like the more serious, straight-laced brother of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. This is not so Shaggy. Daisy had always gone to Brian's races, and now he was at her races. Oh, the circle of life continues. It's the circle of life. She felt a new burst of energy and confidence. I'll be waiting for you at the finish line, Daisy, Brian cheered. You're doing great, brah. Daisy ran so fast that all anyone could see were her paw prints left in the dirt. She was determined to finish this race. Ow! Don't hit the book. I just hurt myself. She saw the finish line in the distance. Hubby, Brian, and Pam were there calling, Go, Daisy, go! Atticus slowed down so he could finish right by her side. Rascal shouted into his megaphone, Swim, bark, run! Did everyone have fun? They were all cheering. Fun fact, what's his name? Greg, the bro here, he only has one big tooth. And as you can see there, it's right on the top of his, just one big tooth. He might be part Disney prince, so that's exciting. After Daisy crossed the finish line, Brian placed a shiny gold medal around her neck. She was so proud. Oh, wait, that says proud. That says proud. Sorry, that says proud. Together, Daisy and her friends had helped each other to keep going, even when the race got hard. And now they were all winners. And there's the medal that they all got.
And that's the end of that story. Yay! Now, pretty sure I just have enough time to read Neil Patrick Harris's biography. So we're going to start right here when he first meets Madonna. In 1997, your life changes forever when... Oh, wait. I don't have enough time. I'm seeing the time right now. Oh, I don't have enough time to read this. Maybe at the end. Maybe at the end. As like a closer. I can spend a couple of hours reading that to you. But that was story time. Did you like that? And now let me explain to you what the meaning or the moral of the story is. The moral of the story is never let a dog skateboard. That is our big thought. Don't let dogs skateboard. Is that not the moral of the story? Is that not what we have learned? Shoot. Okay. The moral of the story is we should let dogs become architects No, that is not it. What is the moral of this story? That some dogs can fly when they skateboard to their shaggy owner, and only then can your heart soar. I'm not good at coming up with the morals, but I'm sure someone else can. Let me toss it over to somebody else. So I just wrapped up my live story time, and that's exciting. Now we've got here's a look. Here's a look at the live stream right there. So that's exciting. That was fun. That was fun. Did you like that, Maxwell?
I was mainly
Wow. So you weren't watching my amazing story time? That's rude. That's rude.
Everybody say, what's up, Loveworks?
That's churlish. So there's everybody. So that's exciting. And look, we've got little kids. We've got little kids doing. So that's cool. Yeah. Really like these story times. Like the fact that we still get to do them, you know. So now we're done. With another Raising Little Leaders story time.
We had fun playing with the background.
We had a lot of fun playing with Zoom. Yeah.
We got our background of Eleanor in the ball pit, and then we were disappearing and appearing again. We had fun with that.
So that was fun. Yeah. And you can purchase Neil Patrick Harris's Choose Your Own Autobiography right now at bookstores. But don't buy it from Barnes & Noble. Buy it from another bookstore. The Great Zoo of China. That's more of an adult book, but it's Jurassic Park with dragons. And it's pretty neat. Anyway, hope you guys had fun. We'll be doing another one in 2 weeks. Be sure and check that out. So, see you later, guys. Be sure and like and subscribe. Bye.